It's cold, so soup. It's time for soup. I've been wanting to do this for a while. We are going to do today there's a lot of ingredients here, but it's not as bad as it looks. But we're going to do a lentil soup. So why I am so excited about this is that I'm going to use fennel, which I love fennel in soup. I love fennel in general, but I do like to put it in soups. I'm going to use shallots instead of onions, and I'm going to use some saffron in it. I don't know if you guys can see. Can you guys see the saffron? Hang on. I think I need to move the camera closer. Hang on. Let's start over completely here. Okay. Maybe that's a little better. Here's the fennel. Not the fennel, the saffron. I'm going to use 2 of these little things in it. So I'll show you when we get to that. Okay. So, yeah, so it's going to be, garlic, of course, potatoes, carrots, the red lentils, some veggie broth, and some spices, white pepper, yum, smoked paprika, some coriander, and some cumin, and some turmeric. So that's what we've got going on here. Oh, did I say celery? Celery also. Okay, so the first thing, I need to wash everything up, so I'll do that. But then the first thing that's going to go in the pot is the celery and the shallots and the carrot and the fennel. So I'll put all of that in together. Oh, the garlic. Garlic goes first. Anyway, okay. All right, let me wash all of these up and get them ready to prep. And I'll be right back. I'm going to start with the garlic. And I'm going to use, depending on the size of the cloves, not a ton, but a good amount. This is 1, 2, I'm going to use 3, 4 cloves. Okay. So let me peel these up quickly. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, like maybe buy already peeled or just the minced garlic that you get in the grocery store. But I thought this time, which I do use from time to time, that, the stuff in the little jar. But this time I thought I would just use fresh garlic. Away. I'm just going to slice these up. Kind of a mince, honestly. Get that end off. Pretty fine. It does smell really good. Fresh garlic. It's amazing. That is going to go right into the pot. And now I'm going to do the celery. I've got 3 sticks here. Cut the ends off of that. Both ends off. This is going to be a little bit chunky. I like my soups with the with the veggies exposed. So with the potatoes and the fennel and the carrots, it's going to be a beautiful color, and I want to be able to see that. So I'm going to chop the celery. I'm going to chop the celery into, you know, decent sized pieces, but not obviously really big. And I do not have fabulous knife skills, but I guess I can make my way, but you know, they're not the best. But we do the best we can, right? Okay. So there's the celery. Chop that up a little more. Okay. And then the shallots. These are huge. Look how big these shallots were. They were just really big. More nice skills. I decided to use shallots instead of onions just because I've got that fennel, and I wanted a little more mild of an onion. I didn't want the full-on onion, so that's why I decided to go with shallots. Plus I had these, so I thought I'd go ahead and use them up. Although I also have some onions. Put all of this in there. Okay. So for the fennel, I just chopped the end off here. And then I use the stalk and the stems and all. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Oh, love it. Okay, so I use these stalks and the green on here and everything. This one I'm probably gonna leave that because it's kind of dirty, even though I washed it. Okay, and then I just chop it into slices, starting from the bulb, and I'm probably doing this wrong. I don't know if there's a right way to do fennel and a wrong way, but I just do it however seems to make sense to me, so this is what it is. All right, so here's the end, and I'll give these a rough chop. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. of a rough chop because I want this to have a little integrity, if you know what I mean, with the vegetables. Now I'm just putting this in here all at the same time for a couple of reasons. Just ease, for one, and you know they're all of these need to cook about the same. Let me get some of that. The same length of time, you know, until the onions are translucent and everything's kind of softened up a little bit. And I want it all to soften up, so I'm just going to put these little rounds in there just like this. The little fennel rounds. I don't know what you call those, but there should be a name for them. Okay. There's the fennel. Now for these gorgeous carrots. Aren't they beautiful? These are kind of small, so I think I am not going to peel them, and I am going to use 5 of them. Okay. Ooh. Let me just go ahead and cut these ends off of these. All right. Okay, so these are going to go in. I also have the potatoes, but I'm going to wait to add the potatoes. I'm going to do that later after these kind of soften up and when I add the veggie broth. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the stove. I have everything in there. There's the carrots and the fennel, the onion or the shallots, carrot, shallots, fennel, what else? Garlic, and I think that's all. And celery. I knew there was another thing. Right, and celery. Yeah, so I'm going to put this on the stove with a little olive oil and let this kind of soften up. While that's working, I'm going to clean up and get the lentils ready. Get the lentils ready and the water. Okay? All right. I will be back. Okay, so here's what we've got here. I am just cooking these over medium-high, and I'll do that until they have softened. Looks so good and smells really good. So I'll just do that, but I wanted to give you guys a picture of what that looks like. So fabulous. Look at all the colors. So, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so good. All right, so there's that, cooking away. I'm going to prepare the lentils. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and chop the potatoes up. And I'm just going to make them in like, I don't know, 1-inch squares. Okay, so the water's boiling. So what I'm going to do with that is add it to the saffron. Or not add it to the saffron. I'm going to let the saffron soak And I've got, I don't know, a generous amount of little saffron things here. There we go. It's all good. Okay. And then I'm just going to pour some hot water over these. Just going to pour a little hot water over these and let those soak for a little bit. And then I'll add it to the soup in a bit. Okay, so that's going to sit right there. I'm going to get the potato chopped up. Okay, I'm just chopping these into kind of bite-sized pieces, not real big and not real small. Okay, so those are ready to go in just a few minutes. To what's going on there now in the pot. So I've got cumin, probably a couple of teaspoons of cumin, the coriander, a teaspoon or so of coriander, very light on the smoked paprika, the hot, because this is really hot. I really like this, but it is really hot. And then some turmeric for color more than anything, and then white pepper I'm going to use. So I have added the spices and some water. I am going to add now the veggie broth and probably some more water. And then I'll put the lentils in and the potatoes and then let that cook for a while. Okay, so that's where we are now. Wow, this looks like it's a mess, but it's really tasty. Okay, all right, so that's where we are now. I wanted to show you guys this for the veggie base or the veggie broth. I actually use this Better Than Bouillon, and they have a no chicken base. So this is vegetarian, actually vegan. So it doesn't have any meat products or anything. So it is a veggie broth, but it's really good. You know how sometimes veggie broths can be really weak tasting? This is not. This is actually a no, they call it no chicken base because it has kind of a chickeny like flavor. So anyway, so this is what I use. I use this in whenever any of the soups call for any type of veggie broth. I use this no chicken Better Than Bouillon. It's fabulous. So for the lentils, I'm going to use 2 cups of lentils and rinse them, and then I'll put those in just a few minutes. So, oh gosh, sorry about that. That was really loud. And I'm using red lentils. These cook really fast. So I'm going to put them in at the same time I put the potatoes in. So there's 1 cup. I'm going to do 2 cups. I have quite a bit of veggies over there. So this is going to be so good. All right, let me get these rinsed, and then I will add those to the soup. Okay. And then I'm going to add the potatoes. I'm just going to put them in here for ease because my stove, of course, is on the other side of the kitchen from where I'm prepping. Totally forgot something else I was going to put in the soup until just now, so it's not too late. These really fine, just a little bit of this egg vermicelli, which is super, super fine vermicelli. It's like these tiny, tiny little noodles. I don't know if you guys can see those. Look how tiny those are. But I will put these in. These only need to be in there for just a couple of minutes if the soup is boiling. So I'm not going to put these in yet. I'll put them in, honestly, just not very long before I'm ready to spoon it out. But anyway, I'm going to put these so I don't forget. And then the saffron, I still need to add. I'm gonna go ahead and add that now. So this is what it looks like now with everything in it. Look at that beautiful color. Wow, you know what would be really good in here is some spinach. But I don't have any. So it has come up to a boil. So there's the lentils in it, the potatoes, the fennel. It's all steaming up. That looks good. That's going to be so yummy though. Okay, so that is almost to a boil. Actually, it is to a boil. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit and let this simmer for probably, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. And then we'll be back. While that is cooking, the last thing or another thing I wanted to do is make a sauce. No, not a sauce, a kind of a drizzle. So I'm going to use the pumpkin seeds. So it's going to be pumpkin seeds, cashew, some lime, and probably some salt, and that'll about do it in this little Vitamix thing. That'll make a really creamy sauce that you can just kind of drizzle on top. So I'm going to do that while I'm waiting for that to finish cooking. So cashews, I'm going to put about that many. That's about a quarter cup of cashews. About that same amount of the pumpkin seeds. So about a quarter cup or so. Probably not quite that much of the pumpkin seeds. And then the juice. Oh, so I use a citrus trumpet. I think these are the best things. I have a hard time particularly squeezing the limes because they can be so hard, and honestly they don't render a whole lot of juice a lot of times, but I use the citrus trumpet, and you just spin it down in there into the fruit. You can use it with lemons or limes, or those are probably the only two. You could use it with oranges, probably not big enough, and then you can just squeeze it, and look at all the lime juice that comes out of that. This is one of those little kitchen things that if I were on a deserted island and I could only have 5 kitchen tools with me, this would be one of my 5. It's not very well known, but I use it all the time. And anyway, okay, so there's the lime juice. I'm going to put a little salt in this and some water, and then we'll put it on the Vitamix. And I don't want it to be really thick. I want to be able to spoon it pretty easily and not dollop it, but you know, where it kind of pours. So I'm looking for a consistency a little heavier than, it's a salt. That's probably good. A little heavier than whole whipping cream. Okay, so this little thing, I'm gonna turn this around so I can actually see what's going on here. Oh, let's see, I have to turn it on. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm gonna turn it on, hold your ears. Okay, 45 seconds is about all I ever do cashews. It seems like that's a good number. Let's see what this looks like. I like this because you don't have to get out that whole big old blender thing. Oh, yum. Oh, wow, that looks good. That's probably thicker than what I was looking for, but let's see. The taste is like. Need salt. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's good. That's really good. Oh my God. Okay, so look at the consistency. Actually, that's kind of okay, can you see this? Okay. That is perfect. Wow. And that's really good, that lime. And I think that will be really good in the soup. Perfect. Wow. Okay, on my first try. So that's ready to go. So I wanted to show you what the finished product looks like right in the pot. So good. This looks so good. I wish I was a better photographer. Anyway, okay, so the lentils are done. Everything is just so well blended together. This looks amazing. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Sure, I'm gonna make a mess with this. Oh my gosh. Wow. That looks so good. And then, oh, I forgot to put the noodles in it. I forgot to put the noodles in. Well, honestly, it doesn't need it. It would just be way too thick, I think, if I put those in. Okay, so, and then with this sauce. Okay. Yum. I'll take a picture at the end. Oh, so good. Okay. So good. So that's it. Thank you guys.